Everybody, and welcome to the Meta Cafe, where we do the daily astrology, human design, and tarot energy report. Sitting with me today is Jason Livanis with his cards ready. Honey, your face is cut off. All I can see is from your nose down to your beautiful little kimono.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, you're getting better. Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, I have to take out the headphones then.
Oh, I can hear you.
Yeah, I know.
For once, I can hear. I can hear you, and now you can see you in your beauty.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to just hold the phone. That's fine.
Smile. So it's going to be one of those kind of days, as Jason is already alluding to in his own personal life today. The moon starts out the day in Libra, conjunct Mars. Whoop-dee-dee, except that usually makes for confrontation and craziness. A little bit later on in the day, watch for even more fun and grins when the moon is opposing Uranus and Eris, the goddess bitch of discord, in they'll be in an opposition, creating a little bit more havoc and a little bit more fun.
You made her sound like a fury.
Yes, the moon is in a bit of a scritchy place today, so just everybody, just be cool, calm, and collected, and patience would be a virtue on a day like this. Things just may not go the way you planned, right? And people that you normally expect to be calm and cool and kind of, even-keeled, may be a little bit more volatile today, or maybe having a little bit more difficulty controlling themselves. And that brings me to something that I want to talk about to people. Hopefully, Jason, you're not running off to the chiropractor soon, right? Okay.
No.
I have two. Michelle says, "Oh, I have no patience." Today might be a good day to stay in the home, in your closet, or in the Zen mode, kind of in meditation, etc. But I want to talk to everybody this morning. I want to kind of get real here for a minute, because yesterday, I'm always willing and excited to get people's comments. I absolutely love it when people interact with me or with Jason through the radio show or through our daily videos. And I often will share exactly what it is that comes up with Jason. And yesterday we were in receipt of some comments that were not so flattering. And I just wanted to clarify something. If you're listening to this show, we love you. Even if you don't listen to the show, we love you. However, I brought Jason into this because he is someone who is not me. Right? He is someone who is daring, who will say things I won't say, who will behave in a way that I don't behave. And that's why this works, folks, because we are two separate characters. And, some of the comments that this one particular woman had sent were kind of derogatory, saying that he interrupted me and blah, 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 which made me go, I wonder if we should sort of look at this as in a different way. This isn't just Jason and I being reporters sitting behind a desk with a report reading to you about what's happening today. We are two human beings having a conversation about life and about the different things that affect our lives through astrology and human design and the tarot. And as such, our personalities are going to come into the play. I don't want Jason to be me. And I'm sure as hell he doesn't want me to be him. So we're going to be ourselves. And if you don't like it, I'm so sorry. If you're offended, I'm so sorry. But you guys have to know I'm okay. If you're worried about how I might feel, I'm good. And trust me when I say, and every person listening here could validate this, that when I have something to say, I say it. And if I'm feeling walked on or crashed in some way, I'm going to tell you. And Jason, I pull you up all the time. He does the same to me. We are good for one another. So I just want to put that to rest. I'm good. He's good. And this works because we believe that we can be free to be who we each are in this particular, in this way. So, end of that soapbox. Jason, I wanted to talk a little bit today about Mercury going retrograde, because I know...
When did it do that?
We're in the shadow. It doesn't actually go retrograde until December 1st. So we have time. to work into the retrograde. But I gotta tell you, this is already showing up in some really interesting ways because, Sagittarius is an energy, a sign that tends to bluntness, right? That tends to saying it
straight
like
to the heart,
right?
straight to it.
Right. I mean, I have a Sagittarian daughter. I know exactly how this works. When she has something to say, she just says it. And in that, because they are very geared into the truth, it doesn't occur to them to put that filter on and make it look nice and kissy for you. If that dress looks shitty on you, they're just going to tell you. It does not look good on you. Take it off.
I must have a lot of Sag then. Just kidding. Just kidding. I must be like, wow. Well, you know what? That's true because you told me with Eusebius that I'm now a Sag Capricorn. Ophiuchus. Yeah, I'm a Sag Cap. So that's where that comes from.
And
we love you too.
We love you for that Sagittapiness.
Yeah.
But here's the reason I want to bring this up, because there is a kind of astrology, a part of astrology that I probably haven't even talked to you about, where we separate each sign into 10-degree increments. Remember, each sign has 30 degrees of the circle. And when we separate it into that 30 degrees, you can further separate that 30 degrees into 10-degree increments, and we call those decans. Decans. D-E-C-A-N-S.
And is that why people will say you are a Cancer 1, 2, or 3?
Yes, indeed. That's exactly right. So I started looking at, okay, what are the degrees that Mercury is going to be passing through? Because, a couple people yesterday, were talking to me about, fights that would break out between people, or arguments and things like that, out of the blue, people were just like, being really annoying to one another. And so I started really looking at, well, where is Mercury actually, transiting right now? And the way the decans work is that the first 10 degrees become the actual sign. So if the first 10 degrees of Sagittarius has a Sagittarius overlay, so it's a Sag, if you will. The second set of degrees, which would be 10 degrees to 20 degrees, has an Aries overlay. So it would be Sag Aries energy. And the third one, of course, then becomes Sag Leo. So what you're doing is taking the other fire signs and just sort of, modifying a bit the each 10-degree increment. Hopefully this is coming across because my tongue.
Let me stop you because you had me. I understand the tertiary scenario. I understand that there are degrees within that. But I was when you started to bring in the elements, blend the elements of Aries and then Leo? No.
Because Sagittarius is a fire sign,
yes.
The other two decans of Sagittarius are going to take on the characteristics of the other two fire signs.
Why?
The second decan, or Sag 2 is going to take on Aries qualities. Sag 3 is going to take on
why does it do that? Why does it do this? Why does it
because
take on
they're all
qualities?
in the same element. They're all in the same element, fire element.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's, the reasoning. I'm not sure I want to really get into that, but they're of the same element.
Got it.
So, oh, Jennifer, that's great. So the area that Mercury is transiting through right now is the Sag Aries element. And Aries is a sign that's ruled by Mars. And what do we know about Mars, Jason? He is bold. He acts first, thinks later. It is lack of patience. It wants action. It is assertive. It is, even in its most negative, aggressive energy. So, yeah. The planet of communication in the degrees of Sagittarius right now that are ruled by Aries. And so people are going to have a tendency to be, and the sun in Scorpio. So we also have a fire planet sitting in a sign that has a tendency to be passive aggressive and to strike out. So people, for the next, until November 21st, so next week, Mercury is going to be in these areas where we might lose patience, where we may insert foot in mouth, where we may have to exercise some real caution about what we say. because it's not okay to be irritated and vomit all of your irritation out onto the people you work with or the people you love. You know, we're going to have to attempt to be kind and considerate through this, because Mercury is everything that has to do with communication. Now, once we get past November 21st, we get into the third decan. And the third decan is ruled by Leo. So the energy for the holidays, thankfully, the energy for at least Thanksgiving changes to more Leo dynamic. Now, that might be okay, but it can also be something that creates an issue where big personalities during the holiday take over the dinner, take over the, that aunt that always wears the weird hats or does the weirdest things, and she's the center of attention. There may be people in the family that like to take the center of attention and become that center of attention. Let them have it. Right? Let them have it. Good God, don't create a family drama over somebody who is already a drama queen. Let's hope that that's all that it is. Leo also has a tendency sometimes to be really annoyed if they are not the center of attention, and they do everything they can to make other people suffer for that. But for the most part, the second half of this decan should be okay. Now, remember then, in December, Mercury is going to retrograde. So it's going to retrograde backwards through these same degrees. So as we get from, let's see, it's going to be about December 14th to January 2nd. And I know that's looking a little bit ahead, but that puts us during the Christmas holiday. We are again in the Sagittarius Aries decan. So again, be patient, right? Don't let your irritation at the world spill over into the holidays and make a mess of the holidays. So be careful with what you're using words for over the next several weeks, and be patient and remind one another that it's all about love. So if my family's out there listening to me, you can please tell me, Mom, be patient. So, Jason, having said all that, what kind of cards do we get this morning? Or what card do we get this morning?
Oh, I'm always trying to keep you on task when it comes to the living part of the astrology.
Yes, because I get off on a tangent.
So, here you are telling us that we are going to have some benevolence with respects to the Leo aspect during the holidays. And to not get emotionally hijacked because we are geared and amped because of Mars, etc., for such a situation. Am I hearing you correctly so far?
Very well said.
Okay, that being said, I don't care, lady, if you have the best fucking association of stars in the city, in the sky, because welcome to the family and welcome to the holidays. So I don't care what is going on. I can tell you that the best rule of thumb is, in fact, less is more. Thank you, Michelle, by the way, for writing that. That's appreciated. I had to tell my cohort last night that I was processing and refused to respond to such, because I take her advice when I listen to my astrologist. Have you met her, Janet? Yeah. She tells me not to act out and to blurt out shit, to think of stuff first. I am literally living astrology for this woman. It must be like looking at a clown act, because not only did I start with that behavior last night of being button-lipped, but this morning it has been a shit show. Literally 2 seconds to air. So if the holidays are coming up, we all know it is trying times. My old joke about Shirley MacLaine, and that the fact of the matter is they're going to be trying personalities. And something hit me when you were going on about, just let them have their moment. I know, as being somebody who has been the center of attention, that some of that's yeah, you're right, Jennifer. You can screw the old lady with that one. What do you call it? That sometimes the people who tend to be these extroverted people, they feel and I know because I'm one of those people, they feel a certain pressure to keep the party going, to entertain, to, silences are not exactly comfortable for them. And so when these people are trying to, quote, steal attention, maybe they're not trying to steal as much as they're trying to do their part in making everything okay.
That's true. And
You
that's a
know.
possibility as well.
Yeah. So let's see what we got for today. You know, I kind of missed though what your energy, the energy reading I basically did for today was don't get messed up in the head and speak before you,
Yeah,
or
because
rather,
today Mars and the Moon are conjunct, right? So that means that, and they're in the Libra edge of the Libra. Why can't I talk? They are in the sign of Libra today, which is about relationships. So if we strike out, ooh, a sword.
a
That's a good
sword.
sword.
That's a good
A
sword.
sword. Yeah, that's the ace, right? Of swords. Hold on, let me hide the name here so everybody can see the card. Ace of Swords. It's beautiful.
Let's talk
Tell us
about,
what that means.
well, let's just talk a little bit about the progenitore. The sword is, in fact, the next permutation from the wand. First, we find the magician in the first card, and he brandishes his wand. By the time the balance card comes up, or the what I like to call, good morning, Katie, what we like to call the measuring of energies, which is what I would like to call that card. We see from that card, with this feather rock analogy in the bubbles, that this sword is born. It's born in this direction.
Oh.
And it is the one that gives birth to this sort of set of cards. This then turns into the staff, by the way, the hermit's staff, and it continues to transmute as your spiritual evolution continues. This is the biggie card. This says, know your truth, stand in your truth, and if the truth is such, then there's really no need to be delivering the message in a way that A, doesn't endear you to people, B, makes sure that it's clear, because there's a lot of room for misunderstanding.
Oh, yes.
There's a lot of room for misunderstanding with this energy that Janet is talking about. And case in point, I don't know whether I said this to you, but I meant to say this to you. Yeah, I think I said this to you yesterday. I had a day where at one point it was like, I remember looking at the clock. It was like 1:49. I realized that not one fucking person I spoke to that day understood what I was saying. So I had to stop. Take, like, okay, Jay, is your bipolar acting up? Okay, Jay, are you speaking in foreign fucking channeled tongues? And then I realized it was so blatant. My directives were so simple and succinct to people that it couldn't have been myself, because I kept reiterating. And it was one of those things where the keys are on the table. So they're looking on the chair. The keys are on the table. And then they think you're yelling. No. Stop looking in the flower pot. The keys are like, and you think, folks, that this isn't made up. No. So when the energies are fucked like this, your best bet is to keep your mouth. What do you call it?
Keep it in check.
Keep it in check. Michelle, I see you're sending me texts, but I can't really read them while I'm on the air with Be Live. But anyway, so yeah, that is a great card for the day. Stay in your truth. There's no need to get emotionally hijacked. You know
why that happens, Jason, is because Mercury, we're very familiar with the fact that Mercury rules our conversation or our speech or talking, but it also rules the mind. And so what happens is your mind can get things twisted. And if your mind is off, like you're talking about something simple like the keys are on the table, but if the person you're speaking to has their mind on 100 other things, which is likely during a Mercury pre-retrograde, then they're not even hearing you. Their mind isn't connected and they're just not available to hear. So remember, people's minds and mouths may not be connected in a way that makes for good conversation, or they can be totally off base in what they're thinking, and then they speak from that. So I have a word for that. It's a mind, and it just, everyone is at effect of this. So, it could be me one day, it could be you the next day, it can be everybody in your family on Thanksgiving. Let's hope not.
All I could say is this is one of those times where we're saying count to 10 before, because I just don't know. It is the very first thing that got me into astrology. Every time this thing,
Yeah.
I heard all these
Yeah.
girls talking out Mercury retrograde around the water cooler in the office. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking? And don't you know, communication gets screwed up, schedules and all that stuff. And you know what? I'll tell you, folks, it's not all bad. Janet will tell you
No,
it's not all
not at
bad.
all.
I'm going to have my 2 teeth pulled on Thursday morning. And this is an issue from the past. So I feel quite well about revisiting this because it was an issue I just had tried to take care of, but I wasn't able to. So Mercury lets you revisit some shit, whether you find it look, use my teeth as a euphemism. You got to get some shit pulled. Get some shit pulled. Get it pulled out already, so that you cannot be constipated spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You know what I'm saying? Just get it out.
Yeah, exactly. And, it goes without saying then, too, that if you already are aware that this stuff is getting out of control, right, your mind and your mouth and all this is really in a scramble, then it would really behoove you, if you hear something from somebody, restate it to them to make sure you're actually hearing what they mean to be saying. So what I hear you saying, Jason, is that you understand your teeth needed to be pulled because this was a issue from the past.
Now imagine they're looking in the flower pot and you begin with, repeat what I just said. And then they stop and you'll watch their face. They're like, the keys are on the table. Keys are on the table.
I thought you said they were in the flower pot.
And if you take it personally, insane. My 16-year-old nephew, whom I adore, is home today, not feeling so great. But that's besides that. On that day, Janet, I swear to God, because I love him so much, I just had to start laughing. I sent him downstairs to get something from the truck 4 times because he brought it up piecemeal. Instead of bringing the whole... And I looked at him, I'm like, are you forgetting something, champ? Oh, okay. Then he would bring up the other leg of the table. Instead of bringing the 4 leg... And there was nothing I could have done. Do you understand? He was in Zimbabwe. He was in, I don't know, he was in Kalamazoo. And I could see. And I'm like, by the time I had sent him down the 4th time, I said, not for nothing, but do you think you might want to pay attention? I mean, unless you like the ass thigh master burnout, because it's up 2 flight. Anyway, funny stuff. That's all I got for you today, lady. Except
just needed more exercise.
Yeah. So tonight we're continuing with the moon. I haven't really called. I think I might do an impromptu call to Christy and see if Christy wants to come on, since it's like the week before Thanksgiving.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'll give her a hoot. A hoot? No, I'll give her a holler. And so
I don't feel so bad now that my mouth is in backwards mode because it's happening.
No, well, yeah. So, what else to tell you? So that's happening tonight. Going to continue on with the moon card. The bitch is back. It's fun for the whole family. And what else? And then your show on Thursday. What do we have
tomorrow night? But I have no idea what I'm talking about tomorrow. I'm sure it'll be something interesting.
Okay. You know what might be fun?
What?
We could rebroadcast. We could do our class together.
That's true because I won't have you in the background to help filter callers. So we'll see what I do tomorrow. Actually, we're also in the shadow of the new moon, so we'll be talking about that. So I'm without Jason tomorrow morning too. So we'll be thinking about you. We'll be sending you lots of love and healing energy, that your teeth come out magically easily and everything goes smoothly. And then Friday, he probably won't be able to be with me, but maybe he will. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, if I can phonate and I'm like, whatever, I'll have a little morning Medicafe spit cup.
Yeah, or you could pull the card and have a little written explanation for the card next to it so that we could read it. Well, anyway, we wish you well. We hope everything goes good for you and lots of speedy healing. So you probably will be with me alone tomorrow, for sure tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens on Friday. And everybody, I hope you have a great day. Make it a great day. You have that choice. Make it a great day. If people are walking over their tongues, saying what's on their mind without filters, forgive them. They know not what they do. That's all I can say.
And on
And
that
this
and on that note,
and on
two
that note,
two nuns were told explicitly not to go through the courtyard at night. It was very dangerous. And of course, the two nuns went across the courtyard at night, and these two men attack them and begin to have their way with him. And the one nurse, the one nun, goes fervently into prayer and says, "Forgive them, Father. Forgive him, Father. He knows not what he does." And the other nun looks at her and says, "This one does."
oh God, that's awesome. You dirty man, you. Well, thank you for the joke, sending us off on the craziness of the day. We love you all, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.